right, so you should see my screen coming up. The last time I demoed, I showed how to put these birds in. Remember, they had a white background. And to get rid of that white background, instead of using this scissors tool to cut out around it, if it is a solid white background, you can go into the blend mode and set it to multiply. And that turns anything that would be white in your picture into transparent. And if you want to find pictures with a white background, if you're on Flickr.com, when you search for an image, I think I did a bird for an example, you can click up here on the white color, and that's going to give you pictures that are mostly white. That'll be your best chance of getting something that you can use that multiply on instead of actually erasing the background. There's nothing wrong with erasing the background. It's just if you can find one with a white background, sometimes it goes faster. Then the last thing I need to do with my picture is at least put a background in. So I'm going to find some type of picture for the background. Let's see if I can find like maybe a night sky for a picture. I would suggest finding multiple pictures because the first one you choose may not be the one that looks the best with your design. Remember, when you're downloading things, to save them into your Google Drive. So I'm always going to make sure I click Show in Folder, and then I'm going to drag that file into my Google Drive folder. All right, now that I have at least a few pictures to choose from, I'm going to go to the plus button on the Layers panel, click Image, and find one of those background images. If you notice that it's covering up some of the pictures that you've made before, remember in the Layers panel over here, whatever layer is at the top is what you're going to see first. So like you can see my picture of my parrot, you can see that building that I was working on, but you can't see the face picture. So I need to click on this layer and drag it down below that face layer so that I can see everything on top. If I need to adjust the size of this, you can pinch to zoom on your Chromebook, or you can use this zoom tool on the left-hand side. Plus will zoom in, minus will zoom out. Make sure you're using the arrow to change the size of your picture. I don't know if I like this background very much, so I'm going to add a different picture in. I could even leave that picture in the background and just add another picture. And when it comes up, just look in your layers panel. So like this time it added as the very top layer. It's covering up everything else. Make sure you're clicking and dragging that down. You can adjust the layer. If you click and accidentally move something else, so like you can see I got the building there, you can go over to your history and move it back. You could hold Control and press Z as in zebra to go back one. And you could also adjust your tool settings. So remember, if I turn this auto select off, then whichever layer I have clicked over here in my layers panel, that's the only thing it's going to move. Even if I click on something else in the picture, it's still only going to change this one layer that I have, not try and grab something else in the picture. If you want to change the direction of something in your picture, so let's say I want these trees on the left-hand side, I can go up to the top and flip this picture horizontally, and now I have a mirror copy of what was there. And to get to this, make sure that you're on your arrow tool, which is the arrange. You may need to choose a few different backgrounds before you find one that you like. Please do not just settle for the first thing that you find. Actually work on designing a picture and getting things that look good together. When you're done designing today, please remember, go up to File, down to Save. Make sure, I don't know why sometimes the program is saying a PXZ file instead of a PXD file, but make sure that you're clicking on either PXD or PXZ to save, not the other three. This will actually save the different layers in your file so that you'll be able to continue working on arranging things. If you save it as a JPEG, give me just a second and I'll save one as a JPEG to show you what happens when you open it in the software. So if I save this as a JPEG and open it, see how over on the background is the only layer that I have. So instead of when I had that PXD or PXZ file, I have all these different layers that I can use in the layers panel, and I can turn them on and off, and I can still adjust my picture. If when you download it, you just save it as a JPEG or a PNG or the WebEx file, the only thing you're going to see is the one layer, and it doesn't let you continue to adjust anything. So make sure you're saving it, number one, in the right format. So it's going to be this last one. It will either say PXZ or PXD. and that you're also saving it to your Google Drive and not just leaving it in your downloads.